Before I go into my topic, I would like to share a photo. You see, this is a dying club. Yeah, it's not blooming, but it's dying. Before I go to the main subject, my topic on how to transform a dying club, I would like to share with you a survey from Rotary International. Rotary International have done a survey about why people join Rotary and why people stay. The reason I share you this slide is because they're connected to the club that I'm going to share later on. So you can see here, the top reason why people want to join Rotary is local service, 15%. And again, a top reason why people stay in Rotary is also local service, 12%. So fellow Rotarian, it is interesting that local community service is the top reason for both people joining Rotary and staying in Rotary. Fellowship and connection are things which Rotarian come to value later on. So, fellow Rotarian, you know that one of the top membership driver is community service for joining Rotary and for staying. So that means at this moment, club need to review what project they are currently doing. If club are not active in their communities, then it's likely that you will not able to attract new members, or if you do, you're going to lose them very quickly. So I suggest you to look at what project you can do at this time and also post-COVID time. Next slide, I'm going to share with you again. Why do people leave Rotaries? We know from research that 30% of members leave because of cost and time. But more people leave because of the club environment. Look at it, club environment, 23%, unmet expectations, 19%. So club environment and unmet expectations is about 42%. This shows that we need functioning and healthy club in order to retain our members and also at the same time to attract new members. So how can we change this 42%? We can start with the club strategic plan. So let us see how can we change this 42%. Right? For us to transform and revive a dying club, I will recommend each club to do a strategic plan. First, you have to identify the strategic issue to address. You see, if your club is dying and only has few members, it is obviously is not healthy. So you should do a strategic plan. And the second one, determine club strengths and weakness. The third is assess member satisfactions and needs. Fourth is identify opportunities and challenges in the community. To do this, the first one, you need to take an objective look at what you are doing well and what area to be improved. Club can start by taking the Rotary Club health checks, which is a very quick exercise. Just like, to me, Rotary Club health check is just like visiting a doctor's. A health check can help us identify risks, diagnose problem area, and prescribe remedies. By doing health club check, you are taking a step to maintain your club health and preserve its values for the members and the community. The second one, develop a vision. This is very important. Yeah, what do you want your club to be like? So, because it's a healthy club also means that current members, and the best way to know is, before you go to vision, I will also suggest you to do a satisfaction survey. So first you do a health club check, and then secondly, to do a satisfaction survey. Remember, why should you do a satisfaction survey before you create a vision? Because the power of a club lies in the members. By asking openness to change and empowering them to help craft an idea, a good club experience. Remember, a Rotary Club is just a set of relationships. So if you cannot maintain a strong relationship, how could you develop a vision? So the next one, you should develop a vision. List 5 to 7 characteristics you want your club to have. Then you create your vision statement. For vision, it's best that what you want your club to be known for, how it's distinct from others, what you want your club to look like in the immediate future and the next 3 to 5 years. So what is your club uniqueness value proposition? Why should people stay and join your club? And what can the club offer them? So this is your vision. So in essence, you should be reviewing the club vision as part of an overall strategic plan and direction. In fact, President Holger is encouraging club to have at least one meeting, if not more, to review a club's strategic direction. So the third one is to make a plan. You need to be strategic to grow and strengthen your club. So you make a plan. How can you achieve if you don't make a plan, how can you achieve your vision? So this plan is for you to achieve your vision. So the first recommendation is to establish a membership committee. If you want to have a plan to align with your vision, with minimum 5 members. But for smaller club, it's good to have at least one membership chair. So someone dedicated to strategically develop a membership. So second recommendation is that you have a membership development plan that have been shown here. So this plan is in line, as I say, with your strategic plan, with your visions, so that at the same time you can attract members and also do retentions. When you make a plan, you also have to set a long-term and short-term goal, and you record this into Rotary Club Center. But from time to time, you need to look back at the goals. Is that measurable? Is that achievable? If not, then you need to adjust. So this is a strategy that I use to revise the club. And let me share a very story that very close to my heart. How did I do it? Besides, I'm using the strategic plan. When I was still a district governor in 2013, there was a dying club called RC Cilacap in Cilacap, Central Java. This club is dying. Why? Because there's no meeting, no activities, no project at all, and they never contribute to TRF. My senior members asked me to terminate the club, but I was determined to let the club not to die, because to me, it is possible to revive. You see, during my DG visit, the one on the left here, sorry, the club president, there is a club president, and the one towards this side is a club secretary who is sleeping, you see that? So can you imagine, my district governor visit, only 2 gentlemen showed up. Yeah, the club secretary was sleeping. So what I did was, in front of me, I went through a club president planning guide. During my time, each president supposed to fill in a club planning guide. However, when I read through the guide, you know what happened? I saw that the planning guide was so fantastic, you know. Everything listed that is a vibrant club. So I have to be very quiet and push through because I still had a duty to fulfill as a DG. Although I know that a planning guide is not suitable to the club. So I asked the club president, I asked them, I said, how did you manage to fill in this planning guide? Then he said that, DG, if I tell you, will you not be angry at me? You know what he did? He told me that he copied this planning guide with all the answers during the PETS training. So he blindly copied everything what is from his seat maps wrote that in that planning guide. So he copied from his seat map blindly. I was taken by surprise. I didn't know what to say. Should I laugh or should I get mad at him? Although inside my heart I was laughing to myself because he seemed to be very innocent. And I scolded him for his negligence and slacking on the job. I said to him, you are just a sleeping president. The club is dying and there's no activity, yet you can copy someone planning guide and put it like everything is 5-star in your club. You know what happened? Poor him, he was shaking in fear and apologizing over and over. He promised that he will take the job seriously. So next is, I need to identify, but actually what is the problem of the club? So finally, I was able to talk to the president, heart to heart, identify that the club issue and is that most of the members leave because did not meet their satisfaction and needs. So I found out that why they leave because this club is a project-oriented club. And the top membership drive was local service. This was the same as the survey done by RI in the previous slide that I shown to you. This was the reason I show it to you. So they leave because unmet expectations and the environment of the club. And the club is project oriented. So the membership drive, again, I emphasize is local service. And they do not have a service project for the community service. So this means I need to help them to set a long-term plan. That's why I use the strategic plan that I showed it to you before. And at the same time, consisted of a relevant service project in order for them to attract the new members and to retain the current members. I believe this club was unable to attract new members because they don't have a service project. I want to share with you Cilacap that we're talking about, where the club was. It's a sub-regions of a lagoon. Yeah, Kampung Laut meaning the village on top of the sea. You see, in 1930, water area was around 6,000 hectares, and the depth of the water was 15 meters. You see here, most of the inhabitants in the area are traditional fishermen. Yeah. But as the years go, the water used to be very high, and as the years go, it become very shallow. Let me show you here. You see? Over the time, it dry up and become a swampland. And the water area is only 500 hectares now instead of 6,000. And the depth is only 2 meters instead of 15 meters. And many of the traditional fishermen, the inhabitants, were forced to become a farmer using the appear land. However, the appear land is not productive. Yeah? The appear land is full of malaria. So after hearing this, I need to help them to set a long-term plan which to create a service project in that area. So what I did was, the service project, I utilize the existing member skill and expertise because I found out that the members of the RC Cilacap, most of them has skills and expertise in areas such as agriculture and engineering. So this is a good news for me. So what happened next? In November 2013, after the DG visit meeting the next day, the club members and I visited the village to conduct a survey in the Segara Anakan Lagoon. I brought along few members from the club and from other club as well, fellow Rotarian. This lagoon is famous for crocodile and snake. So that's why you see we bring a lot of army to protect us in case we are attacked by crocodile. But I believe that if we are doing good, God will protect us. So we arrived there. What happened? It's an area with swamp and malaria, unproductive. And this land is infested with mosquitoes. You can see that some parts have deep water while others are dry. You see this? I want you to look at this. This is before the transformation. You see here? Yeah. So we had to cross, when you arrive there, we have to cross a very tiny bamboo bridge from one spot to another spot. And the water underneath is also infested by crocodile and snake. You see the way I walk is very careful. That I have to balance, otherwise I will fall again. So what we did was, we had a survey whole day. And the club told me, they want to transform this land into a productive land, but they do not have any money, and they want to do global. So I suggested them to do a global grant. However, they never have any DDF because they never contribute to TRF. In my districts, the DDF belong to the club, so the club has the right to do project with their own DDF. But they don't have any DDF, so they cannot do anything. And I told them, if you want to do this, my suggestion would be build a canal from the to reclaim a sediment from a river towards the swamp. So in this case, you can touch the life of the poor family in the central Java. So you see here, you see here, now RC Cilacap. So what I did was, maybe I should show you here. So after visiting the village, I started to look for an international partner to help them to support their global grant. Thank God, I was managed to find international partners, including my classmate from Philippines. They're willing to help this global grant. So in April 2014, we had a global grant was approved by Rotary International, building a canal to reclaim sediment from a river towards a swamp and unproductive land. So this project, we collaborated with the local partner, the local government, international partner, and the Catholic Foundation. Because in that club, there is a priest. He is very well-known, and he has a skill of agriculture in engineering. So when the global grant was approved, the club and the local community are very active, started building a canal in June 2014. And the club starting to be active, and members are able to use their skills, talent, and expertise to deal this project. Can you see this? Can you see that everyone is active now? And the canal is not a small canal, it's huge. The depth is about 2 meters, the width is about 2 to 3 meters, and the length is about 6 meters. So this canal will build towards the river. Can you see towards the river? This was to reclaim the fertile muds. So the canal is used to reclaim the sediments. So the sediment was brought down by a run of water from the mountain down to the river. And this sediment will serve as a fertile mud and acts as a fertilizer for the unproductive land. So they started to build canals. So these are the Rotarians here. These are the Rotarian here. Yeah, and the Rotarian here, they're very busy. So voila, what happened? You know, they're preparing the ground foundation for the canals because they have the expertise. So it's not easy. So they have to really build a structure foundations. You see on the ground. And then the Rotarians are very busy preparing for the concrete. For the concrete, you see the river down there here. The mouth of the river is toward the river here. And the process of the constructions, beside building the canal, they also build water canals. The water canals will prevent from the flood. So the canal will function two functions. One is to reclaim the sedimentations. Then also they construct what they call a water gate for the canal to stop flooding. It's a big and huge project. And voila, completed the canal after 6 months. So all 6 canals were completed. They built gate. They also built a culvert to help prevent flooding. You see here. See, this is the culvert. This is the canal. And this is the culvert is now in operations. Club is now more vibrant. Members are active. Members are engaged. Yeah. And you see everyone is very busy every day. They go down to the projects and they do monitoring. They make sure that the land, the canal is working. You see here, once the land becomes fertile and they can start farming. Can you see what happened? During the raining season, the mud is brought by the water into the canal. So the mud will push through by the water into the canal. And once the land become very fertile, so what will happen? It become productive. And you can see here the farmer, the farmer is holding the fertile mud that was reclaimed from the river. They started to plant paddy in January. And you see this is a head farmer and he is also the head of the RCC. Not only right now the club become active, they also have the RCC. See? What happened? Paddy start growing at the fertile land. Do you remember the land before was wet, full with malaria? Now the land is green and they're ready to harvest. So in late April 2015, I was already a PDG and they had their first harvest. So this picture on the left, you see here, the head farmers proudly show me the crops before the harvest. So you see the difference now, they're ready to harvest. To celebrate the first harvest, the club invited the local governments, the Rotarians around Indonesia to participate in this proud harvesting, the first harvest. Even though I was no longer a DG, they still recognize me. They put my pictures on the banners together with the local government. So this is a huge event for celebrations. Even the children's, the wife, everybody is ready to receive the harvest. They're very happy. When we came, they welcome us with dance, with food. They prepare food for us, and the children right now are very active. They practice dancing to welcome us. And what happened? The first stalks ever cut was 2015 April. They invited me to cut the first stalk, and it brought tears of joy to my face to feel that this very first stalk to be cut by me is a Rotary International paddy. From the swamp, they transformed into a productive land. And they even want to name the paddy Eva paddy, Eva paddy, and say, no, it should be Rotary paddies. And what happened? We also invited journalists to cover the top stories and to help to boost Rotary public image. And the club also tell the story to the newspaper for many days. These newspapers, the local newspaper, was on to tell what Rotary has did to the village. You can see the picture with me and other Rotarians. We are there. You can also see the Rotary International signage everywhere there. And you can see the mayor was also there. And again, you see, it say here, Rotary build water canals, farmers of Lindukan harvesting rice. After this event, more and more people in the community found out about Rotaries and how Rotary was doing good towards their community, helping poor, transforming their life and become wealthy. Due to this high impact lively project, many locals joined the club. Before this, most of the community there had no idea what Rotary was about. But after this project was created, the club became vibrant. They were able to attract many new members. So after the celebration, I was brought to one corner. I didn't know what was going on. I thought my job was finished. You know what happened? Apparently, they have 10 villages in total. So this is only the first global grant. So they handed me a proposal here, you see, the proposal here, that I need to help them to do the next global grant, which in total will be 10 global grant. But I'm not worrying because why? Because the club now is become very vibrant because they have a community project right now. You see the club right now here, there are many members. They even have the RC right now. So I was signing a signage of Rotary to recognize the farmers and also to recognize international partners and also to welcome the RCC. And our local partner and mayor also invited to visit this project. You see, even overseas Rotarians are very interested. They come to visit, and from Korea PDG heard about this, so they came to visit this project. And after the harvesting ceremony, they took me to meet a mayor because the mayor invited us to join him in his office. He was amazed by Rotary and he saluted our work. He asked to be invited to be a Rotarian. So I inducted him on that day to be a Rotarian. Can you imagine? The club was dying at that time. Now even a mayor, a local region is interested to join that club. And see the second picture here, the club becomes so vibrant. There's even have young members here and they have diversity. They also have women in that club also. So they also increase the diversity by recruiting young members. You see a lot of young members here. And this is not the first global grant. We have the next global grant. You see here, RC Cilacap are still continue together with me, duplicating the same global grant to the next village. So I was invited again for the second global grant for the ground breaking ceremony. You see here, we have to take a small boat to the area to the second global grant. Then I even have to change to a plastic boat so that we can walk around in the paddy fields. And again, the paddy fields from the village is very far. And I couldn't walk, so I have to ride motorcycles. But whenever I visit, I enjoy it. Why? Because there's always a banners here hanging on my face. My picture is there. And even the local was joking that I was more popular than the local politician running the office. And I enjoy visiting there because why? But I see the positive change. Yeah. And everywhere is paddy fields. Even though very dangerous for me, again, I have to cross a small bridge, but I enjoy going there. And this is the groundbreaking ceremony of the next global grant. Yeah. And many of the Rotarians from overseas, even from Indonesia, we love to visit this global grant and to visit the club to find out why they become so vibrant right now. So they enjoy visiting the club and enjoy visiting the project, especially during the harvesting season. So you see, every time I visit the paddy fields with the members of Cilacap, I will also invite others. Can you see here? I love to take a stroll around the rich green paddy fields whenever I visit Cilacap, seeing and touching the crops because it's so rewarding. It brings tears to my it brings tears of joy to my eyes. The land has changed so much from being mosquito infested water and unproductive land become a paddy field. So I call this the magic of Rotary, transforming a swamp into a productive land. And due to this, most of the crocodile and snake has gone now. Do you know that? That's why I call this the magic of Rotaries. The club member feels so proud to be a Rotarian, seeing that they can do so much to help the villagers, to help the less fortunate people, doing good in the world, making the difference. So what they do, they increase their impact and expand their reach. This makes a positive change in the community. I can say that most of the Rotary Club of Cilacap, the members, the blood type right now is Rotaries positive, R positive, because they love Rotary so much now. And RC Cilacap members, and I love to join the farmers cutting the paddy during the harvest season. So the club, you see, is very, very active. Every time that we go down to help the farmers to build the canal, and also at the same time, during the harvesting season, they will be there. And during the dry season, they will plant vegetables. Each of the vegetable will yield income of 20,000. Yeah, let me show you this. As of today, the village, 3 villages has yellow income of $3 million. The first global grant for the first village is about 1.3 million. The second global grant is about 2.2 million. The third global grant is about 3.5 million. So each village is about 300 to 400 family. And besides that, Rotary has transformed and make the land become very productive. The price of the land there has also increased 20 times. It used to be only $50 per hectare. Now it's about 100,000 US dollars per hectare because of Rotary Club Cilacap. So, and you see what a big changes. Before this global grant, the community over there rejected Rotary. You're not allowed to put any monument of Rotary there. If you put there, they will destroy it. But after this global grant, we have monument of Rotary everywhere. The village entrance and other areas. So everywhere is Rotary paddy fields and Rotary productive land and also monument of Rotaries. So now the local people will say to me, Hallelujah, Rotary. Long life, Rotary. Long live Rotary. So you can see that it's a big changes now. And now the cup has become very vibrant, become healthy and active because of the project. Because right now they can serve the community there. So the club is vibrant and they can retain their members. They can also attract new members. Remember, during my DG visit was only 2 members. Now you can see how many of them now. And right now, can you see most of the members are giving, they all give thumbs up to Rotary. Previously, the president was sleeping. The club president and the secretary was sleeping. Right now, you can see they're not sleeping anymore. They are alive. They have thumbs up for Rotary. And they also created the RCC to join them to take care of this project. You can see them. The club is vibrant. Engage members, yeah. How do they engage members? They enhance participant engagement. They conduct meaningful projects to increase their impact so that they remain relevant to their communities. They build awareness about what they do, and they promote through newspapers. They talk good about a good story about Rotary, so they were able to increase and to attract members. They're reaching out to growth and diversity as well, and they also has willingness to adapt changes. What they do, they also, this I tell you, they accept diversity. They improve with a lot of young members into their club. So I want to show you here what happened to the club right now. See, the club become vibrant, and at this moment, the club align with the RI strategic priority, engage members, enhance participant engagement, conduct meaningful project, increase their impact, build awareness, expand their reach, try new ideas, increase their ability to adapt. So right now, the club is become very vibrant. Remember, in fact, our RI president, Holger, encouraging your club to have at least one meeting or more to review your club strategy priority aligned with our RI strategic priority. So fellow Rotarian, you see here, now the rose is not dying anymore. Yeah, the rose, what happened? Blooming, beautiful. So first, you have to engage your members. So engagement, when you engage your members, you meet the expectation and needs of your members, so they will engage. And secondly, vibrancy. When your club is engaged and able to carry out service project, they will be more vibrant and active. And then third one, retention. Vibrancy will lead to retention as members are more likely to stay. And the fourth one is attractions. Finally, you will attract new members because the existing members' enthusiasm is contagious and makes a better and more positive Rotary experience for everyone. So be able to attract new members. So lastly, a healthy and vibrant club start with engagement, start with activity. So if you have a activity, especially you have a project, you will retain your members. So this is my experience with this dying club, started with a service project that make them very vibrant now. So I'm so happy and fulfilled that I was able to transform a dying club into a healthy club and a vibrant club. In return, we together with the vibrant club transform a swampland into a productive land, which yield millions of dollars income through this high project for the less fortunate people in the community. I hope through this talk, all of you have seen how we start meeting with members' expectations and needs. So you meet with the members, what their expectation, what their needs. So for project-oriented club like Cilacap, it was through a meaningful global grant project that could revive their club. Now they become a cost-based club. They only focus on livelihood project for these 10 villages for this community. Remember, fellow Rotarian, there are no two clubs are the same because each club has its own culture and characteristic. So what you have to do, you have to make sure that you address their specific issue and match their needs and their expectation to revive a club. So this is a magic of Rotary. Hallelujah, Rotary. I hope this story can inspire and motivate all of you to do more good in the world. And thank you, especially to do more service project. Your club will become more vibrant because everyone stay engaged, everyone involved, and make use the expertise and talent. Thank you.